You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America.
Just visit our website and pick your membership level. Find us and everything Waldorf Gridiron Club related, including professional photos, at waldorfgridironclub.org.
You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.
And you can even use the United States Postal Service by sending your check to the Waldorf Gridiron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa, 50436.
It's tax exempt, hassle-free, and has a level for every budget.
That's right. Anyone can join, even our rivals.
Show your colors. Join the Gridiron Club today.
Get it?
Got it. Fantastic.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farm Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Platformed by Buzzsprout and music by Soundstrike. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the student-athletes of the Waldorf University football program. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.
Welcome to this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. Spring ball is tomorrow, Big Dorfer fans, or actually Woo Ball fans is who you are. It's tomorrow, 1 o'clock at Bullstor Field. Come one, come all. Bring your, it's going to be a beautiful day, so bring your grill and stuff like that. Come on down, maybe get yourself an adult beverage.
Yeah.
Troy, what do you think?
Oh, well, I'm always in favor of that, as our fans know. And
our fans from Dickinson State,
they love the fact that that's the case. But I'll tell you what, I think that it's going to be a beautiful weekend, like you said.
Yes.
Tomorrow is going to be fun to watch what has happened, what we've been working on. It's fun to see the guys out there. Obviously not the full team that we're going to see in the fall, but what they've been dealing with and getting squared away, implementing all those good things. And we've got some good physical changes too, and got some new players. So yeah, it's going to be a great way to spend a nice spring afternoon. And then obviously on Sunday, there's even better weather. Woo! And looking forward to that too. So hopefully you can make it out to Bullstor Field both days, because we'll have you, watch the spring ball game tomorrow. And then on Sunday afternoon, about 5 o'clock, we're going to be feeding the whole team after they do their cleanup.
Come on down, and you can rub elbows with some of the greatest names in current Waldorf.
That's what it is.
History.
It's going to be great.
It's not really history.
You know, some universities, they do, like hype videos leading up to spring ball. They might do scrimmages and stuff like that. We've got the only podcast in the GPAC dedicated to the football team. And heck, we've even invited other team coaches to be a part of this.
Wait for the summer series.
Amazing situation. So this is, we're going to highlight the spring ball game.
Cannot wait. So we had to bring in the resident expert on football here at Waldorf University. That is, he doesn't come on very often, but now we brought in the head football coach, a gentleman by the name of Tyler. What's your middle name?
Nichols.
I thought it was
Tyler Nichols Chapa.
Nichols,
I was going to say John.
I was going to say
there's a lot of Tyler.
I was going to say
Johns.
Lamar.
So, all right, parents, they're listening. So
I would have guessed
Tyler Lamar rolls right up.
right.
I would have guessed Anthony. Tyler
Okay.
Anthony.
Yeah. No, it's Nichols.
Yeah, but then maybe your brother could have been Anthony Tyler.
No, he's Nichols too.
Anyway, he is the
Tell
head
me
coach.
about that. Nichols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Nichols.
He's not going to let that go.
Nickles. So like the
Like the
monetary value.
The
yeah.
coin.
Oh, the plural monetary.
Oh.
How many nickels is it?
Yeah. Who knows?
We don't know.
That's
So is there a story behind that?
no. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's my mom's maiden name. No, she's.
I dated.
Yeah. I think it was. I don't know.
Hey, wait a minute. I dated a girl in college whose last name was Nichols.
Was it N-I?
CKLES.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
I'm
a lot of
pretty
times it's
sure it
C-O-
was my
CH.
mom's name. I'm pretty sure it was my mom's name.
Your mom's maiden name.
Yeah.
So we could have been related if I would have married this girl.
Could have been.
No. I mean,
work
she's
out.
a wonderful human being. Don't get me wrong, but I'm wonderfully happy with my bride.
Good.
Yeah.
That's-
She was a Reynolds.
Yes,
You don't have anybody in the family with a middle name Reynolds?
I don't think so.
Heir to the famous Reynolds wrap.
Ooh.
Yes.
Air. Nice.
Yep, absolutely. She's got lots of ideas about how to spend money.
And keep things,
Together.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just like
People didn't know that.
this is just like I baked it yesterday.
Yep.
Kind of crunchy.
Can you figure that out? Oh, that's saran wrap. I struggle with saran wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, Heidi is just really amazing. Like I don't know if it's, I don't know how they figure it out, but they just
It sticks
roll
to
that
it
stuff
itself.
out, and it does.
When I use it. Yeah.
I pull it out, but it doesn't stick. That's the problem that I have. I pull it out. I see how people put it over the bowls and things, and it's and I'm just like, it won't stick. There's something wrong. It must be my magnetism.
It's got to be. Animal.
Oh, there we are already off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like normal.
Started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Good to
for
be
us.
back. I do say.
Yeah. So
They have you in the bunker.
now Reynolds wrap is like clear plastic wrap, right?
Yes.
Or is that the aluminum foil?
Reynolds aluminum. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
Reynolds wrap is the clear stuff. It's got it.
I thought that was saran wrap.
I think
Now
it's the
Saran
same.
is a brand name, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure Reynolds
It's
is the
the
aluminum foil.
same thing.
Reynolds is it?
No, I have no.
You should know. It's your family.
Well, it's my wife's family. She comes from old money.
Listen, does she chew on aluminum at night and make
No, yeah, it's aluminum
make your
foil.
fillings?
Reynolds wrap
Feel
aluminum
weird.
foil.
It's the
Yeah.
company of the aluminum foil.
And I love me some good aluminum foil. I mean,
I could use that. I can't use what we were.
I love aluminum foil.
Yeah.
I'll use
It's bad
I'll
for
use
your
the
food.
heck out of aluminum.
it's supposed to be bad for your food because it does leave trace amounts of metal. My daughter,
I like metal.
who's actually guys,
big metal guy.
we're like 5
Yeah.
weeks away
Heavy
from,
metal.
from me being
That's
a
light metal.
Wait, say that.
You're
again?
what?
We're about 5 weeks away.
From being
Grandpa buff.
Pappy?
Yeah, and I'm not going to be Pappy.
Come on, you be Pappy.
No, I don't want to be Pappy.
Come on, Pappy.
No, I'm going to be
Grandpappy,
You mean no.
Grandpa Buff.
Grandpa Buff.
Yep.
Love it.
Papa
Rolls
Buff.
off. Yeah.
No, it's going to be
Come
Grandpa
on.
Buff. No, I'm not going to be none of that stuff. And actually, it's going to be up to Ruth. My granddaughter's name is Ruth, and I'm so excited to meet her. And I got a video on Snapchat last night of my daughter's belly. It looks like there's, have you ever seen the movie Alien?
Yeah.
I have, and I also
Something's
have
moving in there.
I have the recording studio editing suite here, so I'll just send down voice recordings that we can say, Papa Buff, Papa Buff, and then she can play that with giant headphones over the
Oh yeah, she could.
football or basketball shape.
I don't know. Belly shape.
Isn't that supposed to be how you tell?
That she's pregnant? No.
No, well-
it's pretty obvious.
Oh, let me tell you though, Andy. There have been times where I have mistakenly assumed that some woman was pregnant.
Never. You can never do that.
No,
She could literally walk up with a shirt that says baby on board with a big old belly, and there's no way I'm going to say, when are you due?
I've learned that now, but I'll
Don't
tell
do
you
that.
Back in the day, you were not so. Wild.
Oh, when I was recruiting for the National Guard, I was at a school and I knew one of the teachers pretty well, I thought, and then I knew that from Facebook that she was pregnant, and then she came up and talked, and we were having a good conversation. And
This story's
like,
gonna be
how are you
horrible.
doing? And I was like, good, blah blah blah. And then I literally, I'm not kidding, I patted her belly.
No, bad deal.
And
That's
I
a
said,
bad deal.
but how are you doing, huh? When's that thing due? And she's like,
He's 3.
I had that I had that baby a few months ago or whatever. And I was like,
Oh no.
insert foot.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's still uncomfortable to walk, apparently, huh?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a bad deal. Well, you live and you learn.
That's one of Heidi's favorite stories.
That is a great story. The fact that you patted her.
Oh, I
belly.
patted it. I didn't just say it.
Oh, look at
Plop,
that.
plop, plop, plop.
Exactly.
How about this bad boy, huh? Got to know if it's good. I don't know what's happening here.
Wow, that usually it's a lot more firm this
A lot
far
firmer
along.
than that when you got a baby in there.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. So anyway, you want to have pizza today for
Yeah,
lunch?
I thought if it was shaped like a football, that's the boy, and if it's shaped like a basketball, it's a girl.
I don't know. They've confirmed in the miracle of modern science and medicine.
Yeah,
they've
they have
confirmed
that
that, it's a
now.
girl and her name is Ruth Louise.
I like to use the old. 'Cause witch doctor techniques.
Oh, you bring in the voodoo.
Yeah, look at the.
Oh, no.
So that shape is a.
Where you throw some broken chicken bones on their belly and go, definitely a girl.
Could be. It's like a rugby ball. I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl at this point.
So back to the story about the daughter being pregnant.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But she does a lot of research on making sure that she's keeping as many impurities out of her body as possible, and she doesn't use plastic. It's pretty much glass and metal as far as the things that she uses. But I saw
Staying away from
aluminum foil. Apparently, will leave trace amounts of metal. I mean, and I'm sorry. Like,
so does all the fish you eat, Andy.
I know. I don't eat a lot of fish. Catch a lot, but don't eat a lot.
I have to brag about it. Mercury.
Oh yeah, some of my favorite
I
stuff.
think mercury is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I think dolphins have a lot of mercury.
Probably. Like dolphins the fish or dolphins the mammal?
The
Does that throw you off? You ever been down there to
porpoise?
The mammal.
to the
There's a
go down to Alabama and you get the
fish.
dolphin fish?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
the mammal.
Got the,
And they're beautiful.
They are.
like a hump.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. They got like a big forehead.
You were talking about the mammal.
Yeah, I've never had dolphin.
No, I
The
would
mammal.
imagine you wouldn't admit to that.
And isn't it like mahi mahi or something?
That is another, that's the Hawaiian name, I think.
It's a safe space in this bunker.
Check out the big brain on Grandpa Buff.
I don't. Yeah, that's right. I thought
What'd you think I was going to say?
you're going to throw it my way. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's Hawaiian.
I don't either.
There's like 6 Hawaiians that listen to this. and they're
Definitely
like,
Pacific
hey,
Islander.
Hey, brah. It's not Hawaiian. That's Tahitian. You're like, well, you're all
But isn't Tahitian Pacific Island?
they're all Tahitians.
Okay, thank you. Now you're going to make some Hawaiian mad. Like I'm no.
Oh, they know.
Hey, bro, I'm no.
They know. That's part of their ufta dance that they do. That's the Norwegian translation for
I
whatever.
was going to
they
say, is that
call it.
scientific?
I don't know what it's called. The fire dance.
Ah.
They do the history of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Muy
We've had some.
I forgot to bring my notebook. Usually I write this
We've
stuff
had some Islanders
Well, you can listen
on
to
the
this later.
team a while back. What was that running back's name?
John?
John.
Sione Malisi.
Yeah, he was.
And I still remember when we had him on. Like, so, John, where'd they come up with that name for you? He's like, that's my name in English. Sione in Tongan is John in English.
Well, see, now I have to take a step back there. I don't even know where those islands are. Are they Polynesian?
Pacific Island, Polynesian.
Okay, well then we're all right then. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Probably all Tahitian.
Okay. Well, I hope John's not listening to this because if he comes back, he's got a little fire in his belly.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
So anyway, football.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, Gridiron Club podcast.
Is it
and all that
shaped
such.
like a football?
Yeah. So yeah, we beat that horse to death.
I was trying to bring it around.
Oh, okay.
You're
That's
trying
what
to
I was
segue
trying
it
to
back.
do.
Oh yeah, and good job. So
Didn't work.
oh yeah. So anyway, tomorrow we're going to be out on Bull Store Field at 1:00. Make sure you get there early. And set
I
up
won't
your-
be. I mean, I'll be there, but I won't be on the field. You might be.
You'll be on the field. I'll be on the field coaching them up or fixing stuff, whatever, yeah, making sure that they have everything. And hopefully, coach, you're going to run it like a game day experience where they need to have like a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Well, that.
Well, that's how we do practice.
I hope it's not like
Yeah.
a game day experience on my end. I don't have a script.
We can just make it up. You're pretty good at that on the fly.
You can do that.
I mean, I can, but
We can get you the PA, I'll bet.
I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah.
But do we really want? I enjoy spring ball because of that.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I can
you
just
just
go
sit
and
back
watch.
and relax. Yeah.
And
It'll be a little windy, but it'll be a good day, though.
Mm-hmm.
so when I retire, I don't know if I'm going to stay around the Forest City area or not. I mean,
Oh, get out of here! Come on, now.
hold on now. The only thing, obviously, I love Forest City. I love the area. I love the people. I've got family here, and Waldorf football is a huge anchor for me
Nailed it.
to want to stay here. And when I say
Yeah.
anchor, it doesn't weigh me down. It keeps me grounded and keeps me in the same place, and I love it.
Got to have an anchor.
And I've said if we move somewhere, I got to be around a college football team that's going to allow me to do the same thing that I'm doing here at Waldorf University.
Well,
I don't know if I'll have a cool title.
yeah, I don't think
We can get.
I
You'll
don't know.
get a cool title.
I mean, I guess you'll have to start going to those coaching conventions and
Yeah, just come with us.
throwing your title around.
Yeah. AFC.
Will
Yeah.
Finley invited me, but then he decided to go be a Division I FCS coach.
Mm.
Thanks, Will.
Well, you'll have that.
Yeah.
Director of Player Personnel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if another amazing community like ours is out there.
I told the wife I hope she
One
likes
of a kind.
I hope she likes Lamoni.
Oh, really?
Well, because I still want to live in Iowa, and but I want to be.
Really? Your face. I know the camera thing didn't work out
No.
like we thought it could.
Oh, I've got the cameras right over there.
Yeah.
Too late.
Well, again, it's equidistant between both of my daughters. That would be the only reason, and they have an NAI football program.
Maybe they ought to move. Yeah, I know. That's a Mormon school.
Yes,
No, yeah.
that's
Mormons?
Bruce
Yeah.
Jenner.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Mormons.
it is.
Bruce Jenner's not Mormon, but he went there.
Yeah, he did.
No, yeah, the
Bruce-
track used
Bruce
to be.
Jenner track.
Used to be.
Oh, did they
it's
rename it?
Yeah, just after a different alum.
Okay,
Yeah.
Why?
scandalous.
You're going to have to ask them, I
Wow,
guess.
let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, you have to ask them.
What's that school called again?
Graceland.
Just kidding.
Yeah, like Elvis's
It's
mansion.
actually it's a pretty campus. I think we have better housing. I've been down there. Yeah.
I've not been there. Every time I drive by, you can see it from the interstate and say, "Hey, honey, look over there. You want to go look at some houses?"
It's on the Mormon Trail.
Yeah, it is. Yep, that's how they. Before they cross the mountains and.
Yeah, and you're almost into Mizzou at that time.
Well, yeah, you're.
Too far away.
Yeah, mile or mile and a half.
Not too far away from that old casino. Too. Is it still a casino?
Osceola, yeah,
Osceola.
Yeah, like
Terrible.
the river or something, or I don't know.
I think it's the river now. It used to be the Terrible or El Terrible.
I don't know. It's there's a casino in Osceola that's mile marker 30.
Well, we're not
33.
going there. You don't want to live in Lamoni.
No,
Just
I want to live.
Stick around here.
Yeah.
Were you here for the blizzards?
Yeah.
I hate
I'm from the
those.
South, man. Yeah.
And I hate those. I hate them. They make me angry.
They got blizzards.
Hey, but I had a really
that
nice
part of the
neighbor
state,
that helped me get out of my driveway, though.
Try to
Real
make
nice.
Southwest Iowa sound better than it is.
I like that part of the world. I really do. Because when I moved up here in 1997 to do an internship, after I graduated from Northwest Missouri State, where I didn't graduate. I had to finish my internship. And so I worked for the Conservation Board with the intent, both my wife and I, to moving back to the Maryville, Missouri area.
What?
Yeah.
This is what happens.
Are we doing an exit interview right now? What's happening?
No, absolutely not.
No, we're just
Well, I
getting
mean-
into the life of Andy Buffington.
Isn't this up to Coach Chapa if this
I
is
love-
my exit? I mean, ultimately,
Well,
he could say,
You
hey,
didn't fix the crutch today.
I did.
Well,
I did fix the crutch. I gave it to her exactly as she wanted it. I fixed it.
Did
Done.
you really?
Yes.
Think you
I
can
fixed it.
fix that sound dampening thing on the wall so it's straight?
you
a
can
little
keep your
more,
job.
a little
Look at
more.
you. Keep it.
Is that all it takes?
That's all it takes.
Is that?
You got a level? We can get a
I
level.
do have a level, but I trust your eyesight. Plus,
Well,
I'm
I
over
can't
here.
see it. I'm
Looks good.
Neither can anybody else listening to this, so they have no idea what's going on.
looks perfect.
Yeah.
Good job, Andy.
There are sound dampening boards in this amazing studio. And
Acoustic tiles, if you will.
Store Field, and they just help us to figure this out. Right now,
Beautiful.
Coach is like, why? I mean, I could have come 15 minutes late.
No, this is. I love the banter.
Yeah.
This is a really
Well, and we can
comfortable
talk
chair.
football all the time because, like, we can go back through and say, yeah, you got like 80 some guys going through. Yeah.
89, yeah.
89.
Well, 94, but some are hurt.
That's
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
but still, they're there.
Yeah, they're there.
That's who's here,
That is who's here. Yes,
and they're in spring ball, so that means they're coming back. They're going to play. I mean, they're coming back.
the hope is everyone comes back,
Yeah.
but usually you lose a couple.
Lose a
that
couple.
you don't want to. But yeah,
But of those 94, what can you add in your recruiting that haven't gotten here yet? That'll be here in the fall or the late
yeah,
summer?
we've added a couple already. Offensive line type.
All right, good.
Still have some pretty good money for some
Yeah.
more. Yeah, it all starts up front. So if we can,
Yep.
obviously the guys that played, the young guys that played last year, getting all the reps right now in spring ball because we've got 10 on campus and 4 are hurt right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So really 6 are getting all of the reps.
It's interesting to watch practice because, especially when they're going up against the defense, there's not a whole lot of, all right, next in.
Yeah.
It's like,
They just kind of switch positions, and
do.
which is actually really valuable
I think so
because
too.
your interior guys need to get reps at tackle,
Mhm.
and that's a really hard position to play because you're on an island out there, and when you're going against Northwestern, Concordia, Morningside, these really good defensive ends, if you give up a sack, everybody knows.
Yeah,
it's like very, very similar to playing corner. Because if you make a mistake at corner, everybody knows.
Touchdown.
Everybody knows it was you.
Yeah, that's true.
If you miss a tackle as a nose guard, the casual fan is going to be like, "What happened? I didn't see it." Coaches will know, but O-line and secondary is pretty.
Yeah, if
stressful.
nose guard misses a tackle, we just assume that he got tied up in the middle.
Holding.
Yeah, assume holding. So we have some of those guys. Our 2 running backs that we brought in are doing really well.
That room is really great again.
Yeah, we've got 4 really good backs right now. And then we brought in a quarterback to compete with Chris, and they're battling right now. And Cade Walking Stick's doing his thing, still taking the number 2 reps. He's doing really well.
But I mean, you're not at like 96, 98. I mean, your commits are that. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're talking numbers.
Yeah.
So we're if at our number right now, if everybody stayed and everybody who's committed actually does show up, we're at 125.
Look at that.
So we need about
boom, boom, boom.
Need about 10.
Coach, you might be able to golf this summer.
Oh my goodness. That's kind of been the drive.
That's
now
the goal.
I'll tell you this: our graduate assistants Tristan Eames and Case and Handel have been doing a phenomenal job. I mean, those guys are just freaking. They want to work. They want to do good. They want to make us better. And part of that I told the team after I talked about going to class because at the end of the semester, right? You don't want anybody coasting or thinking they're good.
Yeah.
And I said, coaches, there's stuff we can do in the summer to get better. But if all we're doing is recruiting into fall camp,
yeah,
we didn't, how much better did I get at football then? So I think something that's helped with our recruiting has been our transparency with players too. They know I don't want to bring in 80 new guys every year.
No,
I want to bring in 40, maybe 50 new guys every year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's how you just grow it.
Yeah.
Right.
Program.
And so have you had an opportunity to talk to, obviously, there's a couple coaches that you're close to through the GPAC right now, but do you have communication with other coaches talking about spring ball or schedule or I guess what type of communication within the GPAC as far as the head coaches goes?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the schedule for spring balls, you get 15 practices and it's just kind of up to you. What do you want to do? Right. This year we've done, we're a little bit more physical than years past. Just we have more bodies, more numbers.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
Last year we had 58 guys going through spring ball. So anytime we did a team scrimmage type of situation, my eyes were closed. I was looking away.
Yeah.
Because if one guy got hurt,
yes,
at a lot of positions, we're out of luck. And so now guys are kind of seeing that there's, more guys at positions. So guys are battling a little bit better through not, injuries, but you're dinged up. But guys are still wanting to play because they don't want their spots to be taken.
Yeah, are you seeing like the team looking at spring ball as like they can look around left and right over their shoulder and go, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what you try to do, right? I mean, we compete a lot against each other. We put them in scenarios where the offense is always competing with the defense and even within positions they're competing with each other. And but they're taking care of each other. Like there's a receiver going over the middle of the field on a dig route or something. The safety's not trying to take his head off.
right.
I don't, there's certain things that I would have to harp on in the past that I don't have to harp on anymore, which is, it's a lot. It's getting more player led than it's ever been.
And it's a very interesting offense that Coach Donadio, the Don, is throwing together.
The Don.
Did you see his license plate?
I did.
We talked about that
last week.
Yeah,
I know.
when he was
Yeah.
out here. You bet. I mean, it was.
Isn't that?
The
Yeah.
Don.
It's the second best
Yeah, there's a
personalized plate in the city.
Yeah. First best would be, I suppose, Woo Ball.
Oh yeah,
I
sure.
suppose.
Yeah,
I suppose.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
going to argue with you.
Yeah, right.
But sure.
You said
Yeah, okay.
it, yeah.
All right. I mean,
Yeah, we love that license plate. That's a good one. And we encourage him to become the Don.
The Don,
of
yeah.
the
Don.
offensive coordinators of the GPAC.
Yeah, he's
And they're
he's
just
doing
like,
a good job.
we got to go up against the Don this weekend.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be great?
that would be awesome.
that is.
He is implementing some things that are brand spanking new to our guys,
Neat.
So
There was a couple neat little plays today. I mean, there was a neat little just quick fire cross route today, and I was standing. I don't know if I was standing next to Jack and just a few of the defensive backs. I was getting water for the guys, and I stood there looking. I said, that was a nice little play, and they're like, yeah, that was really nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's good to have some newness too. But also him and Clary are both doing a great job not letting anybody get away with the little things.
How's that? How do your hands feel letting go of those reins?
I was nervous at the beginning. You know, you don't know what to expect, and when it all comes down on you, you just feel like you have to be in control of everything. But I think the best thing I have done is just let them do their thing.
I mean, it's got to be a little bit of a. I mean, you're a young coach, a young head coach, and so having the opportunity to be in a D coordinator position like you were. And then becoming the head coach.
Yeah.
It was probably a little difficult to let that go.
It was very difficult because I still need to get better at it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
So,
as a defensive coordinator. But I just realized, at least right now, the best thing I can do is be the head coach and roam around at practice. I think the vibes at practice have been awesome.
It's a different deal, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Now I'm still coaching the corners and doing all the special teams and stuff like that. But to have two dudes that I trust and have the same goals and care about this community just like I do.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about what's he saying over there in his huddle. What's he saying? I can,
Trust him.
I trust that they're, back in the culture and I think that's helped a ton.
And we have some. I mean,
Pretty lucky
compared
in
to
that
me,
regard.
but we also have some age on our coaches.
They
It
do,
seems like for the first time. Now, Coach Bardis is like, I don't know, 19 or something like that.
Nice.
He's 28.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, one of your younger coaches being, so you got guys a lot closer to 30 where
The Don and Tom are pretty close in age, I think, aren't they?
they're
mid 30s.
I think they're pushing.
Tom's 32.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he's a pup.
sorry.
Goodness gracious.
Sorry.
It's all that high school coaching.
Oh,
he's
my
doing.
God.
He's got like 7 kids. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that
Prolific.
I love. That's the thing that I really love about what we've got. We preach family, we do it, but like pretty much everybody's got a family.
Yeah.
And I've got coaches that have had to care about other people, not just themselves. And so for that to be the foundation of our staff, I think is really
100%.
really why we're going in a good direction.
Yeah, that's how you build a legacy in a variety of ways. Do you think that you think there are a lot of head coaches out there, because you couldn't be so there's some young NFL coaches, for example, and they clearly didn't get enough reps maybe at specialty position coach, and then the special teams, and then D, and they don't. I mean, they just had to learn. That's what you're doing. I mean, essentially, you obviously love defense, coming from defense as a player, spending that much time as a coach on that side of the ball, but at the same time, it's like, you got to kind of let go. He's like, I don't know everything that I could know as a D coordinator.
Yep.
However, I'm in this now I'm a head coach. And so there are young coaches that are, not as quite as young as you, like in the NFL.
Yeah.
Clearly they didn't get to spend, you did 4 years in this position, 4 years. By the time you get around, you're already,
And I think that's a good thing about the NAI and small college. I can't do that. And if you're ever at practice, the days are almost over. I'm almost exclusively on the offensive side, and I'm watching, how our offensive line is being taught. I've got the whole playbook from Coach Donadio and what he's doing. I've got the playbook from Coach Clary. So I'm trying to be an expert in everything that we're doing, which last year I was not. I was just on the defense. I mean, I gave up the play calling duties about week 5 to Coach Clary because I just realized there were so many other things I had to do throughout the day. So we're trying to meet as a defensive staff, and I got to answer this call. Or I got to meet with this guy. And then next thing you know, it's time for practice, and we didn't even do the play script. So it's like, all right, I either got to get really good at this or, give it to somebody I trust, and that's what I ended up doing.
Gotta love his humility, though. I mean, because that's what it boils down to. Because you could say, I could come into this and be like, "Yeah, I got this. I know everything. I'm the answer guy. I'm the head coach. You come to me for," and you do have to provide those answers. You have to make those tough decisions. But just being able to sit there and go, yeah, last year I didn't have this under my belt. I didn't know exactly what it was. And then I think that builds trust. The year last year at this time, you were also just as open, be like, oh, the year before I was drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah,
we were, it was.
And we're always learning and growing,
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
I think that builds a lot of faith and trust in your staff.
And with the kids. I mean, I'm very transparent with our players to, information they need to know. And when I'm wrong or I do something play call wise, whether I call a fake punt where I shouldn't or whatever, hey guys, that's on me.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, I'm young enough to where they're not like, oh,
I love
coach doesn't know what he's doing, but it's like, all right, he took a chance.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, coach took a chance on me and I failed this one. But like in the end of the day, I need them just like they need me.
Yeah.
And so I think if it's more of a relationship and not a, hey, I'm your boss, which I am their boss. But like if you don't treat it like that every single day, then the kid, you start having a really good relationship.
Well, you're a unit moving forward, and that's what it has to be. That whole group.
They were out there planting trees too, right? I know. There's little things like that I don't have to beg and say, all right, guys, we have to do this. It's like, all right, you got till about 10 o'clock this morning, and then we're out with the trees, and they were out there before I got out there.
Yeah. And they did a great job with that project. Of
course they did.
Yeah.
Don't you think that some of the
go ahead.
the coaches are probably, like they obviously they appreciate that you're telling them, hey, I didn't know that. So you're learning from them. They can rely on you to make the decisions then that they don't have to.
Yeah.
That's not an invitation though to the parents.
Yeah. No.
Who know everything about football.
Yeah. Well, and I think
favorite.
My honesty and my humility is not an invitation to number fill in the blank dad to come in with his advice.
Yeah, I used to get emails every Saturday.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
sure did.
I'll show you off of all this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
maybe we should read them sometime in the future.
Yeah. If that person listens to this, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
It's like
a little bit better.
We're struggling every single week on the field, right? But like we're still coaching our players, and we still love our players, and we still believe in our players, and nobody really sees that.
Yeah.
When it's 48-0.
Yeah.
In the third quarter, everyone's like, "Whoa, these guys stink," and it's like, well, why do they keep coming out on the field?
Yeah.
If they don't believe in us, why do they keep having energy on the bench? Right.
Yeah.
Like they know what we're trying to do.
That's somebody's son out there, and they're giving it their all.
And I'm in charge of
That's
them.
right.
And I'm not going to give up. Right. So that was the big thing. And staying positive when it was very hard to stay positive is something I got really good at.
Yeah.
I would always win Fridays. Friday team meetings, I had them ready to go.
Yeah.
Whatever happened Saturday, we were gonna adjust where we needed to, and but nobody sees kind of the ins and outs that you deal with every single day.
We've talked in the past about how you, as a player, in your experiences, even with coaches coming into Waldorf like Littrell and whatnot, you hadn't had a lot of experience with the unsuccess.
Correct.
Aren't you blessed that you've had this at the beginning of your career, so that you can your entire career you can be like, look, I know what 0-11 looks like.
Yeah.
And I know what it takes to keep a team chugging away.
Yeah. And what I'm really thankful for is that we had almost all of the players stay from the 0-11
That's the
team.
best part, isn't it?
It really is.
Weren't you? I mean, everybody had to be a little bit like, we've got a great tailgate, we've got a great gridiron club, and we were there like and treat like we always say, like you're 11-0 or 10-0 regardless of the record.
But I also
everybody's like, oh, I mean, is everybody going to stay? And they
I know.
did.
I was. You never know nowadays.
Not everybody stayed. You cut some people loose that needed to roll out.
Yep. But for the majority of the kids, I think they understood, like, all right, I can't just blame all the problems on somebody else. At some point I got to look at myself and say, did I do everything right?
Yeah.
Right. And you have these honest conversations, not just in exit meetings in November, but in August when you know it's going to start to get hard.
Right.
And so I think we started to build the family and brother. You can get a break on family, but you got to do the family things.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes a hard conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I don't just let stuff slide.
Mm-hmm.
And some guys are, you know, they want to tackle the world's problems by themselves because they're a young man and they, you know, but that's not
bulletproof.
Yeah. Men need each other.
Always.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
Iron
Iron sharpens iron. You're exactly right. That family atmosphere, it isn't just, I mean, it's obviously continuing to develop, but that was evident even clearly in the last season because what I heard feeding players after a game, you know, you went deeper in the season and you talked to individual players and, you know, you'd think that regardless of what maybe some parents thought differently, the players, the most common thing that I heard, Coach, was I just feel bad, you know, for Coach. Like they want to win for you.
Yeah.
How did you get into a head coach position at your age in a situation where it's an uphill battle every Saturday and you've got a bunch of players that you didn't even necessarily recruit them all, and they're just like they're bought into you.
Yeah.
They're bought into your the people that you've selected as your staff, which now is, I guess it's 100% Chapa now.
All mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think to part of that is like I got some nasty emails from not even parents of current players, former players, people that aren't even on Waldorf University's campus, and so I would read the emails to the players.
Okay.
And say, guys, I will always take the bullets for you.
Yeah.
But you got to give me a little bit of ammo.
Right.
So, for instance, I didn't read them every single week, but week 8, right? You're 0-7.
Yeah.
You need something to, and so I felt like this, if I could show them what I go through every day, protecting them, there's 2 things are going to happen. If they really care about me and really are bought into me, they'll feel a certain type of way and still keep playing hard, or they'll be like, well, we suck anyway, so whatever, coach, whatever, it's your problem. And what I hoped would happen is what happened. You know? And we got a break after practice going into week 8, and Nico Page got the break on help coach on 3. Help coach on 3. 1, 2, 3. Help coach, because like they felt, you know, and so did every single kid feel that way? Probably not. But I've never done anything. My track record with them, I've never made a huge change or anything that wasn't going to better them either. I've always done everything to make them successful.
Let's do it for the nickels. It's like,
Do it for nickels.
Well, now that's out there.
Let's do it for the nickels.
Yeah, not very many people.
Win one for the Gipper. But it's now it's like, do it for the nickels.
Not very many people know.
Make it hail.
Well, and you know, I'm trying to think.
You need to not say nickels anymore.
It's too late.
I know.
No problem.
This is
nickels.
forever.
It's out in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it hail. We make T-shirts out of that.
Nickel size.
You know what that's from? Make it hail.
No.
You know how they say when like the rappers or whoever, like when they're throwing dollar bills,
Make it rain.
make it rain.
Yeah.
And you don't have bills. You just got
Make it hail.
Nickels?
You got
Coins.
metal money.
Yeah.
Make it hail.
Give them hail, coach.
Yeah.
Give them hail.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we're gonna actually cut this episode a little bit short.
We're not. We can
No, I know but I'm just warning everybody that if they think we're, halfway through, we do have other obligations yet tonight here in the bunker.
Yeah.
You know what? We got a lot of people that are going to show up late. So not late, but like 15 minutes late. So we
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm not saying.
keep on going.
I'm sorry, preemptive.
It won't be as long as last week.
Okay.
I don't know how long.
Was it long last week?
No, not really.
I don't know.
Seemed normal.
Actually, it was. It was an hour 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
I got to wander around at practice tonight. We're recording this on a Thursday, and I got to wander around a little bit, and it's fun to see how different coaches coach. And there is, Coach Bardis it was fun to watch him because I haven't spent much time with Riley. And I don't know how he does stuff, but it was very interesting watching him. He was really working on decision making tonight, like, hey, if these guys do this. And so he was having a couple guys act as his defensive linemen and doing a stunt and stuff like that. But it was very interesting how he would say, all right, let's just stop for a second. Let's talk about this. Let's see what we're supposed to be doing here. What do you think and I love stuff like that. I love to see how coaches coach. I don't know if he was doing it right or wrong because I don't know stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I like to watch and see
teaching.
All
it is teaching.
Well, and we talked about that, I think, last week out in the practice field, that the best coaches are really good teachers.
Yeah. I mean, you were there the day that both Coach Donadio and Coach Clary stopped everything that was going on, pulled the team to them, and same kind of thing, like, all right, instead of me losing my mind and just yelling at the dude across all the way 52 yards away from me, everybody come here. If, coach is getting a little animated, that's fine. But, I feel confident that President Alsop or Coach Gassman could walk out on the field unannounced at any point,
of course,
and not be disappointed with language or anything.
Yeah.
From coaches or players. And so that was a big point of emphasis. But teaching the game of football is really that's how you win.
And it's fun to watch. From my perspective, I still remember when Coach Finley, like my second year, Coach Finley pulled me into his office and we talked about a lot of things. He wanted things from basically a spectator's level, which is where I'm at. And then we talked about my role with the team. And I said, I'm not, because I the first year I came to almost every practice and stood there and did zilch.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of that was because the guys didn't know who I was, didn't trust me, and it was during COVID. So, but Coach Finley said,
you were infected.
Yeah, well, I was not. But Coach Finley said something about, well, I'll tell you what, let's get you into helping a little bit with some position coaches. Said, you don't want that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, we could. I said, you need somebody to shag balls? I'm your guy. You need somebody to go around and get water? I'm your guy.
Yeah.
You need somebody to teach somebody how to do something when it comes to football with technique and things like that? I'm not your guy.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
I love watching football. I love being around football players, the program, absolutely everything. But when it comes down to the minutia of, oh yeah, this is how you were supposed to, this is your footwork, this is your handwork, this is your body position, this is your leverage points, all these other things. It's like, I don't know, looked good to me.
Yeah.
You made the tackle. Good job.
Good job.
Go out and do it again.
This is why you can't go to Lamoni. You are our direct artery between the Gridiron Club and the sideline and those players, because the Gridiron Club, you're, now that you've been there for, was it 5 years now?
5 seasons. I'll be entering
5 seasons.
Next
year.
Just
we're on the same wavelength.
They know
one behind Coach Chapa.
They know your deal. They trust you. They're not going to ask you about footwork, but they might say
they were worried about him though. They thought he might have quit on us.
Oh yeah,
and that's why. When I told you tonight about going, because I had told something to Coach Chapa. I said, I don't know if I'm going to be there for the spring game. And last week I was at practice, and it's soul filling to me to be around these young men that I care about deeply, be around and not just the players, the coaches too, because they're all young men to me. And I sent my wife a text during practice and said, I didn't know how much I needed to be here.
Yeah.
And so then we were talking. I said, are we going to go over and open the cabin this weekend? She said, it's the spring game.
There you go.
That's all she had to say.
Yeah.
Nice.
She knows that I will go open that cabin and I will be perfectly happy, but my brain is going to be in Fort
Over there.
Iowa on Polestar Field.
Well, last time you came and you're doing some equipment stuff, and then you walked out to the walkthrough. On the way in, the kids were like, "Hey, Buff was at practice." Like I could just hear them talking in the locker room, So like,
and that they have problems like not necessarily related to football. I need to find a job. I want to be here over the summer. I mean, that's the value, because they can come and talk to you, and you may not have the answer, but you are that artery to the rest of the Gridiron Club that probably does.
I was told today that I'm not very well filtered.
Yeah, you were.
And I guess I didn't know that. I do.
You know that.
But I just say kind of what comes right up to the front of the mouth and pops out. And I've said this a million times, is that, my beautiful wife gave me 2 beautiful daughters. Waldorf University gives me 120 sons every year.
Every year.
And I love it.
Sounds like 125.
Well,
Going to be 135.
135.
that's great.
We're going to have a healthy roster.
I usually throw it around 100.
You're a prolific man.
Oh,
That's
yes.
why they call you Papa Buff.
And there it is, right
Oh,
there.
man. Killing me small.
I love how our
It always
shows
comes
come
back.
together. We're so
Yeah, it
able
comes
to-
back around to
like a
Grandpa
sitcom.
Buff.
you
Yeah.
know.
It's like
Yeah.
a sitcom.
Hey, someday you'll be able to say the same thing to me.
Well, you call you Papa Buff?
It'd be weird.
It'll be
It
weird.
would be weird. I'd like to talk to you about that.
That's
Maybe in a
strange comment.
yeah.
Hey, Papa Buff, why do we call you Papa Buff? Well, it's a funny story back in 2025.
2025.
Well, let me tell you, Smurfette.
April the 10th.
Oh gosh, back in the day.
We have, it is 4:10 that we're recording this. Like a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
I like that gauge, by the way.
Yeah, it's nice for hunting small game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same size caliber as a 45, which I do like that.
Yes.
As well. But we've got some 411 is tomorrow, and that's which is today when this is released. So we're giving you the
Information.
on the spring game.
Yep.
1:00,
1 o'clock. Yep.
Bull Store Field.
Bull store.
Ballsy.
Yep.
And you're welcome to come out anytime before that. How long do you think it's going to take?
Less than 2 hours, probably. Yeah, it's going to be more situational scrimmage type deal. Like one of my favorite things to do is like 2nd and 8, and then you just play third down, whatever the third down is. So if they lose yards, well, now it's 3rd and 10, or if they have a really good play, now it's 3rd and 1, and so doing things like that.
Listen, we didn't release the stealth bomber for public consumption in combat. We kept that baby under wraps for a while and let people figure it out later. That's what's going on. We're not doing a scrimmage with some other team where they can spread the word about how awesome we are about to be.
And then it gets, film gets leaked because
That's how it happens.
teams are
That's why we shut that film right down.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
We've been doing that pretty much all year with our.
We're going to have to keep an eye out for unauthorized drones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got two new coordinators. So
Yeah, it's going to
I'm excited for that.
Super great.
Do you think that do the kids feel like they're we know that they're enthusiastic and that they're seeing the changes, but do you also sense that they're also maybe a little ready to be done with spring ball?
after today, no. I mean, we did
No?
this.
Okay.
We did this drill that was it
That was insane.
It was a more of a crossover
was
type of
great.
drill, and everybody, and it's we're on practice number 13 right now, so people are banged up.
Yeah.
And they had a phenomenal time, and I just think since January we have been doing stuff Monday through Saturday, so it's in their head that
It's a lot of work.
when I gave them the afternoon off yesterday or Wednesday, and guys were still coming up to the office like, can I go outside? And I'm like, guys, we got a spring ball game in 3 days. Chill out. You know, their bodies are so used to just being go, which is a good thing. You want to keep them busy, especially on the weekends.
So how do you? Okay, so after the spring ball game, we got the cleanup on Sunday, and then we feed them, and then they're rolling into their last week of classes. They got finals after that. They then they're out. Commencement is the first weekend of May,
May 2nd.
and so I mean it's going to happen fast,
Pretty quickly,
and so how do you? Now the next step is how do you keep them in that mindset for the next?
We're trying to keep as
120
many
days.
Trying to keep as many here as we can. Actually, starting in May, we're going to start some stuff there.
I'll do my part. I will keep a few of them here.
But really, though, I mean, we talked about the year being in 4 quarters, the off season being in 4 quarters. Quarter number 1 was 7 weeks of weights, right? And then you get you put boot camp in there too. So that's quarter number 2 is boot camp, and then you get your halftime is your spring break. And then spring ball is quarter number 3, and then summertime is quarter number 4.
Yeah. So how do you
got to finish? So, but it's got to be a lot of trust, but also if guys are away working and stuff, I mean, we got to figure out creative ways to make sure that, we send them home with packets and what they're supposed to be doing, but you can lie.
Yeah.
But I want you to feel bad. If you miss.
Well, it's going to be obvious when they show up.
It is every
It's
year.
fourth quarter. I mean, that's the deal. So like you
finish.
got your leaders, your team leaders in every different section and everything like that. I mean, they got to have everybody's numbers.
Yeah.
I mean,
And hopefully
we can text. I know that the kids love to text and they like to do all that, but the best motivator is like, I'm going to call you.
Yeah. Or send a video.
Yeah.
Right, or something. And we talked.
Imagine if Case and Handle calls you up and, June 16th.
Well, it's just a little bit harder.
Fourth quarter, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's just a little bit harder to lie when I'm calling you because I care about you.
Yeah.
But we talked about accountability, right? Accountability isn't something you do to someone; it's something you do for someone. So if we can be accountable to our teammates,
right?
Understanding, hey, you're going to need me, I'm going to need you. And last year was not very fun. So let's do everything different.
I feel if you gave 135 phone numbers to Isaac Burgett, he would call them every other day.
Yeah.
He might.
Mm-hmm. Or I just might have to call everybody.
He's like, all right.
Every Monday, I'll just call everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's a good plan of action.
If there's lots of contact, I think that's important. And so with that in mind, the Gridiron Club, we've fallen off a little bit from doing our Fan Friday. So we owe our fans, a Fan Friday newsletter. We're going to do a better job of getting that out throughout, as particularly as we approach summer arrival. And just keeping people involved and aware of what's going on and all that. But the next thing is, tomorrow it is the spring game, and it's going to be fun. If you can be here, great. If you're one of those folks that have, going to have the guys come out and do some work for you, we appreciate that. It's good for them. It's great for you, and it's a little bit of a fundraiser for the program, and but best of all, it's just a way to keep that family aspect of it going, because Andy and I have talked about it many times, and it's just you send your boys here to Forest City, Iowa 50436, and for the next few years they're ours.
Yep.
And
we finished the spring cleanup with 21 jobs.
Pretty good.
So I was hoping 20 or more. So
20 or more.
I added my address to that list because I was wondering when I'm going to get sticks picked up out of my yard. My wife said, "Isn't there a football team in Forest City that's going to come around and do that?"
Sure is.
Well, it's in full disclosure, though. I will say that there, I got a lot of damn sticks around my yard. Okay,
yeah,
and all that.
I have a smaller yard than
we
you
have
do.
family meetings. When I say that, I was like, my wife is the CEO, and so she's like, I was like, well, we could have the guys come out, and like, you think that Jack needs to have his teammates out at our place cleaning up our sticks? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's not a good look. But you know what that really means?
They would do it, though.
I know they would do it. But you know what that really means? So now my ass is out.
Yeah,
there.
now
you're doing it.
All those sticks.
Add it to the chore list.
Rushing out the gravel and doing all that stuff.
Oh,
And she doesn't care.
that's what you get.
That's why she's great. That's why she's a CEO.
That's
Yeah.
right. And the thing
Probably
is,
the right decision.
she knows it's going to get done.
Yeah.
Well,
With a
yeah,
smile.
It's going to get done.
Just not necessarily in her schedule, but it will get done.
I'll get
Nonetheless.
I'll get it done when I'm good and ready.
That's right.
When am I ready again? Okay. I'll
Yeah,
get
that's right.
What
Whatever
time
you
am
say.
I ready?
All right. Well, that's going to do it
Yeah.
for this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. Coach Tyler Chapa.
Love it.
Mr.
Appreciate
Nichols.
you guys, man.
Yes, thanks for coming out, man. It's always good to hear you, and looking forward to seeing what's going on tomorrow at the spring game. So, Warrior fans, make it to Bull Store Field.
Make it hail.
1 o'clock. Making it hail.
I mean, what that really is, you know what that's really from? I was like a poor guy that doesn't have any dollars
Yes,
at a strip club.
Yeah. Making it hell, man.
Well, with that, we're going to wrap it up for this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. For Troy Thompson, this is Grandpa Buff, and forever and always, go Warriors.
You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America.
Just visit our website and pick your membership level. Find us and everything Waldorf Gridiron Club related, including professional photos, at waldorfgridironclub.org.
You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.
And you can even use the United States Postal Service by sending your check to the Waldorf Gridiron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa, 50436.
It's tax exempt, hassle free, and has a level for every budget.
That's right. Anyone can join, even our rivals.
Show your colors. Join the Gridiron Club today.
Get it?
Got it. Fantastic.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farm Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Platformed by Buzzsprout and music by Soundstripe. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the student athletes of the Waldorf University football program. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.